Hey there and welcome back everybody. It's Pete here. As you guys know, I've fully gotten bit by the downhill bug and I bought the downhill bike, but it had that Boxxer on there, or RockShox domain. Thing weighs a ton and I'm 42 years old, so lifting a 40-pound bike around and shoving it down the mountain is kind of difficult at times. So for my upper body, I decided I'm going to do a new fork on the bike. I went ahead and found a used fork on Pink Bike. There's a bunch of Boxxers out there that were damaged because they didn't get shipped with proper oil levels, and you're going to see some scoring on the stanchions on those. Just they wore off super quick. People think they have a completely bad product, but really it's just a little wear on the stanchion. So I bought one for a killer deal, hopped on Pink Bike, was like scroll. Saw this dude had a Boxxer in Canada for 300 Canadian dollars. And for those of you who aren't aware, Canadian dollars are like monopoly money here in America. So if you get the chance, buy some stuff in Canada. Woo! So I got the fork. It just showed up today. We're going to pop that thing out of the box and rebuild it. Because until I can get a new stanchion for the one side, the spring side there, it is going to look kind of crusty, but I do want it to work as well as it possibly can. I want to make sure that there's actually oil in there since it got damaged because it was shipped with low oil. Anyway, let's pop this thing out of the box. Oh, fork. This whole self-filming thing's kind of hard sometimes. Oh, it's cut. It came from Canada. Boom, there is our new Boxxer. So if we flip it over right here, yeah, there we go. Look at this wear right here. It is just worn off. You can hardly feel any difference in the material, like just barely right there. So I'm not really worried about its functionality until I can get that replaced, but I do want it to make sure it's got enough oil in it. So we're gonna throw this thing up in the stand and rebuild. So we got the fork up in the stand, gonna break it free of the seals on the bottom, see if there's any oil in there, and then get into these uppers. Really just gonna do a basic oil change on it and see what the oil level in the damper cartridge is like. I know it's gotta be very precise or it can throw everything off with compression and rebound. So I bought a new syringe so we can measure out all the oil in the proper amounts and not have to worry about that because my old one died, but we're going to take about 2 pounds off the glory with this fork, and I like that. Oh, looking bad. That is super crusty and gross. Ew! There it goes. We broke the seal. There's definitely some crusty oil in this guy. Just look at those stanch. Look at that contamination of oil. This is why you definitely want to go ahead and service your forks. Alright, so I got it apart on the damper side, and the oil was pretty nasty in there. And if you look closely, you can see a little bit of damage right here to the bottom of the damper assembly, right where these little stacks come together. So ordered a new one of those. We'll stick that in when the other arm comes in. But for now, like you can see kind of how dirty the oil is right there. For now, we're gonna go ahead and pull the spring out of this side and see how dirty it is. All right, so I got the top cap off and it looked crusty. So yeah, we're definitely gonna pull this guy out and clean it off. and clean out that tube. So, as you can see, when somebody sells you a used fork and they say it's ready for service, it is ready for service. Even if they tell you it is a newly serviced fork, get it serviced yourself, because oftentimes people are kind of shady. But luckily, we had a really friendly Canadian who sold us this fork and let us know that it was due. But I would have never expected it to be that nasty. So, we're going to get this thing cleaned out and put back together. Alright, so I got this thing apart, cleaned it out. It was muy nasty inside, just like gross peanut butter and gravy kind of mix. So now we got all that out, packed a bunch of fresh Judy butter, or actually slick honey, because I don't have Judy butter. Oh no, I'm terrible. But now we're going to fill it back up with some oil, put it back together. Then we're going to get the downhill bike down and slap this puppy on there once I put it back together. Yeah, so hang on. Alright, so I got the the fork back together, getting the bike up on the stand, gonna get the domain off here, boom, because you know, thing's a tank. But I'm stoked on this fork that's not right there because I had to work on some kid's bike. I would have had this project done a lot sooner and had some like cooler shots for you, but I've been waiting on customers as I've been working on my own bike all day. Wink, don't tell my boss. But now we're going to pull the rest of these bolts out of here, get the stem off, and then slap this new fork in. Looks like I might be reusing my steerer tube. Same stanchion size, so that's okay, but, or not my steerer tube, because I need to order a new new Boxxer steerer, because that's a little short. But, meh, you do what you do. It was a budget fork. There we go, the moment of truth. So now, the whole reason we did this was to save some weight on the downhill bike. So let's turn on this scale. First, we'll see how much this monster weighs. $7.6. So it was only a pound of weight. I lied to myself. And here we have it. The Boxxer is on the bike. It's taken a pound of weight off. My calculations were wrong. I thought it was going to be 2 pounds, but it's just 1. But just look at that thing. Woo! It's beautiful. Beautiful. Matches the bike pretty well. The glory is now glorious. Well, thanks for joining me today and checking out the Boxxer rebuild installation, whatever you want to call this video. But be sure to come back for all the rad videos I'm putting out here. Click the subscribe button, stay rad, all that good stuff, and come back for the next video where I'll either be riding a skateboard on my BMX bike or jumping this thing off cliffs. And you can really see the damage to that stanchion right there. I can't wait to get a new one, but they're out of stock. As soon as I do that, this thing's going to be in tip-top shape. Right now, everything works smooth, so I'm happy with that. Have a great day.